Happy VEDA day 11, guys. Vlog every day in April, number 11. And I really wanted to kind of lighten the mood a little bit. Yesterday's vlog was a little bit heavy and a little bit deep. And I've been seeing all these awesome Draw Your Life YouTubers who are doing Draw Your Life, and I've been asked to do it, but I just don't have the skills or the equipment to come up with it. So I did see another tag video on there called 50 Things, and it's just a random come up with 50 things off the top of your head about yourself that maybe your viewers don't know about you. So of course this is just a tiny sliver of me, but I thought I would share these 50 random things with you and hope you enjoy. So stay tuned if you want to know a little bit more about me. I don't know, but you're officially tagged, so hopefully you guys will make this video back. Just tell me 50 random things, and this entire list will be in the down bar if you want to expand it and read it. So here goes. In no particular order, here are my 50 random things as read by Leah. I was born in New York. I'm an only child. I'm Italian on my dad's side, and I'm Spanish and Irish on my mother's side. I have several hidden talents. One of them is making this galloping noise with my tongue. Listen closely. Pretty cool, huh? Can you do it? I was heavily involved in performing arts as a kid, all the way up through until I went to college. I danced in ballet companies, I performed in theater troupes, I performed in everything from senior citizen halls to grandiose theaters, you know, big theaters. My first real role was a part of a munchkin in the Wizard of Oz production. And then I will say that the scariest audition in my life was when I was 10. I auditioned for a part as a dancing monkey in the Jungle Book, and I got the part, and if I can find the picture I'll insert it right here so you can see me in my liquid latex. It was crazy. I first saw Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was 12, and then since then I've probably seen it at least a few hundred times. I own 7 pairs of tap shoes. In high school, I was an exchange student to France a couple of times, a couple of semesters during my high school tenure, and oui, je parle français. And ich spreche auch Deutsch ein bisschen, aber ich habe vergessen. Speaking of languages, I learned ASL in 5th grade, and I am fascinated by ASL. I love to watch YouTube videos of people doing American Sign Language and interpreting songs. It's great. There's some great videos. I am child-free by choice. My favorite genre of music is punk, but I also listen to ska, I like alternative, and I like show tunes. I have kept some kind of journal, some kind of document of my life since I was 8 years old. I was an early bloomer. I got my first shark bait at 9. My grandfather had to come pick me up from school. I was diagnosed with sleep apnea before it was a thing. I have really huge tonsils. They go all the way down my throat. They're like 5 or 6 inches long, and that's been causing my sleep apnea since before it was like a common diagnosis. So I had one of the original CPAP machines, and I had to fight with my sleep doctor to get one of the more modern machines. I met and hung out with the Kansas City Royals players, baseball team, after the spring after they won the 1985 World Series, and I got to go swimming with Steve Farr, Kevin Seitzer, George Brett, and Brett Saberhagen, and I got to wear one of their rings. I was about 10 or 11 years old. It was pretty cool. I've been a product tester for over 10 years. I work with Buzz Agent and She Speaks and Influencer, and I've also done like secret shopper stuff. I love that kind of stuff. It's a blast. I've had a location-independent job since 2005. I have a growing collection of black and white fine art nude photography, and no, it's not porn. Although I am obsessed with the Zombies Run app, I hate the horror genre. I hate to be scared, and I can't stand horror movies. I even wince when I see the commercials or trailers for horror movies coming out. Like, I have to change the channel. I can't stand it. I'm very gregarious, and I've been told I've never met a stranger. I want to live in a city someday, a proper city. Maybe even somewhere overseas someday. I have a lot of passport stamps, and the furthest one away so far is Turkey. My very first real job was at AOL back in the days of dial-up, and I spent an entire year getting yelled at by irate customers. Maybe one of you called me. I don't know. Did you know I have 2 other YouTube accounts? On one of my channels, I've got several videos that have hit over 100,000 views just on each video themselves. Pretty crazy. I've had the same vehicle stolen twice. I walked in on a robbery and I was a victim of physical assault, which is probably why I'm obsessed with security and privacy. I've had many versions of myself over the years. I've been a cheerleader. I've been obsessed with the Renaissance Festival. I went through a phase of like a pseudo-steampunk situation where I wore a monocle all the time. Those are just a few. I'm a sucker for puzzles, trivia, any kind of riddle, that kind of thing. I love that stuff. I don't believe in tchotchkes or a lot of like stuff around me, like collectibles. I don't believe in that stuff. I'd rather spend my money on experiences in life than things that I have to take with me everywhere I go. When I hang out with people I don't know very well, I tend to like to do an activity. In that way, it helps with the awkward lulls in conversation because there's an activity going on. I love sushi. At last count, I've been to Vegas 25 times. And yes, there are some amazing stories. I love costumes of all kinds, and I love events with a theme. I am obsessed with glow sticks, blinky lights, anything that glows in the dark. I love that stuff. Love, love, love it. I've had a mammogram, and it wasn't that bad. Save the tatas. My first kiss was with a kid who also had braces, and we thought we were going to get stuck together like that after-school special on ABC. You know what I'm talking about. Both of my parents walked me down the aisle when I got married, and I walked down to Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, played by Apocalyptica, so it was done with cello strings, and it was beautiful. I avoid handwriting things at all costs. I can't stand holding a pen in my hands between the eczema that I have and the fact that my writing muscles have almost completely atrophied. I avoid writing things at all costs. I never untie my sneakers when I take them off after I come home from the gym. I'm obsessed with the phases of the moon and the night sky in general. I love it. I've had several paranormal experiences in my life, and they started when I was really young. I've experienced dreams that actually come true, kind of like a deja vu, but a little bit stronger than that. I get deja vus all the time, but I have dreamt things that have actually come to pass, like exactly. My paternal grandmother is also quite clairvoyant, and it's freakish, the kind of things that she predicts and knows, and just knows. She's amazing. My favorite smell in the whole world is roasting green chilies. The first man I was ever engaged to died of a brain aneurysm. I've been told that 80% of my hair is white already, and I started getting gray hair in high school. It's really a lot of maintenance for me to keep up with all the white hair that I have. It's totally genetic. My dad was completely white by 30. Playing with makeup when I'm stressed out totally calms me down. My favorite number is 17. I love wind. I love moving air and open windows, and I love wind in my face. Day or night, winter, spring, summer, fall, doesn't matter. We always have ceiling fans going in the house all the time. Air has to be moving around me. I love to color in coloring books, which is different than writing, but I actually really enjoy the act of coloring. And my favorite saying is, good news, bad news, who knows? So there are 50 things that you might not have known about me, and they're totally random. I hope you do this random tag too. I'll see you tomorrow. Go drink some water and have a great night. Bye guys, thanks for watching.